Bro, you just dissed me for the final time, bro. You just showed me disrespect. The only course of action left is to take this to the ring. This coming Monday night, we're gonna duke it out for keeper. And I will climb to the top rope and jump and kick you in the face. And I've been training all my wrestling skills, so I will surely win. It doesn't matter if it's submission, elimination, or just pin. When I beat you, everyone will know how weak you are. You'll lose your job. I'll take your fans and take your girl, and then I'm gonna take your belt.
Central Standard Time. Look at that, starting on time for once. That means it's 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, 4 p.m. Sweden time, 12:30 a.m. in certain parts of Australia. This is the first and only live daily morning, the option to call in pro wrestling news and rumors podcast. If you know of anybody else claiming otherwise, you let me know. We'll talk to them about it. If you are listening at that exact same time I just said, that means you know we're here live every morning on Periscope, Monday through Friday, around 9 a.m. We're also available on Blog Talk Radio Live. To find us on Periscope, it's at HEELZiggler.com. If it's on Blog Talk Radio, it's Audacity Solutions. It's not that complicated, right? That's not the name of the podcast, either of those things, so why would that be hard to follow? But if you want to chime in during the live show, there's 3 ways you can join the conversation. The first is the Periscope room. I don't know if they call that room. Haven't figured out that terminology yet, but I'm going to call it a room. We do Periscope live every day when we do this. If you want to say something and it's relevant, you can do it right there. Yesterday, I really got off on a tangent when someone was trying to argue with me about about whether or not I thought wrestling was real. It was fun, but I can't let myself get distracted like that every day. So yeah. So you can join us on Periscope at HEELZiggler_com. You can just tweet at me. I have my Twitter open the whole time. Right now I can see notifications if you just say, hey, this is what I think about the thing you're talking about. I'll see it, and I'll probably read it. Or if you want, you can just call us 657-383-1786 if you want to like talk real time to me. That's how it works. We may do Skype some days. We'll see. How's that look? I feel like that's maybe a little, but I'm gonna have to glare. There you go. The glare of the computer screen. I don't know what my problem is right now. So 3 minutes after, we're gonna go through results real quick. We'll talk the NXT results, and then I'll give a little commentary on that. Then we'll get right into the ROH, the TNA, and the main event. Main event this week was really good, guys. Again, I don't know why WWE just makes such a good show. It's like they just ask, hey, who wants to put on a really good show that almost no one will watch? And you got guys like Kevin Owens out there every week, Sasha Banks every week. It's amazing. This week was good. I'm going to tell you about it, and that'll be one reason I'm going to tell you should get Hulu Plus. I mean, it's not just for that, but it's one thing, you know. So anyway, anything else I need to tell you? I don't think so, really. Yeah, we'll eventually do SmackDown preview real quick, spoiler-free, because that's how I do. I don't like to know what's going to happen. There's already been one spoiler from it that I won't talk about, but you've probably heard about it if you read dirt sheets or news or anything like that. So, yeah. And then we're going to do Tweet the Table, Rest of the Best, episode 28. Doing it live here today, so we're going to try to keep the show really short, because that's like I don't even remember how many minutes segment. I believe it's 30-minute plus. I could probably look, but that would require me to be a useful, productive person. It's 32 minutes long. So we're going to keep the rest of the show short. I'm going to stop talking. We'll put that on. So the first thing we will get out of the way, just for all practical purposes, is the results of last night's television. So for the pleasure of those listening to the podcast or checking this out on YouTube, I have to warn you, if you do not want to hear the results of NXT, main event, TNA, or ROH.
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert,
Alright, so last night on NXT, the opening match was Asuka defeating Billie Kay. Enzo and Big Cass defeated Dash and Dawson. Post-match, Dash and Dawson did beat the crap out of the Jersey Boys. James Storm defeated Danny Burch. Alexa Bliss defeated Peyton Royce. Baron Corbin defeated Rhino. I typed Baron Corbin defeated Baron Rhino, which wouldn't make any sense. So those are the results. Let's break it down a little bit. One thing I did like about the two Divas matches that featured two newbies in Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, and neither of them were in the ring before the match started. So, you know, a lot of times if it's a noob, they'll cut away from the ring to do some backstage segment. They'll come back and the loser's already in the ring, and then the star gets announced. Well, these were clear losers, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, but they each got their own entrance music and all the regular hype that any other wrestler would get. So I thought that was cool. Asuka, I can't tell if they're saying Asuka or Asuka, but they're just saying I don't know why there's a U in her name. Anyway, she was entertaining. She's apparently going to be doing this thing where she's really happy and smiling really weird the whole time while she wrestles or whatever, but that's cool. I'm sure her and Dana or her and Emma will have a good match at the next NXT special. I'm not sure what the deal is. So basically Dash and Dawson, the thing is they almost win matches, but then don't, and then beat the crap out of the people who just beat them, and somehow that makes them title contenders. I'm not sure how that makes any real sense, but that's the idea they're pushing, that yeah, you can beat us in a match, but we'll beat the crap out of you afterwards, which seems stupid if they're going after the tag titles. I don't like that team anyway, so maybe that's just my bias coming out. James Storm, this could very possibly be the first time I've ever seen James Storm wrestle. If I have seen it before, I don't really remember. I only ever watched TNA a little bit and don't follow closely any of the indies really. So he seems like he could be fun. He's not in great shape compared to the WWE roster, which is to be expected of most people who are direct transplants from TNA, which is, you know, where most wrestlers go to get fat, in my opinion. I mean, whatever. He's, as a human being, is in great shape, but not by standards of pro wrestlers who wrestle without shirts on. So anyway, it'll be interesting that you don't really have any of that kind of cowboy thing, I guess, which I don't know if we're missing it or not, but whatever, it'll be there. And yeah, he's still using the sorry about your damn luck after he wins a match. So he didn't just completely destroy the other guy, so that was kind of nice. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they go. There's no indication. No one came out to talk smack him. No one came out, whatever. I don't know how TNA is handling him being part of the TNA championship run or whatever, since he is in like the originals or championship division, whatever. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, Baron Corbin defeated Rhino, so I guess, I don't know if that's like over or what, but good for him. I know Baron Corbin should be one of the next one to get pulled up. Moving on to main event real quick. Again, guys, I just finished watching this morning, but main event, I get it on Hulu Plus. I get Hulu Plus for a lot of other reasons, but it's good. Ooh, that's the Mr. Candy shirt I used to have, and I don't know what happened to it. I have all these old wrestling shirts. I don't know where they're at. It makes me really upset. Unless I sold them and I just forget it. I can't remember. Anyway, main event. I watched on Hulu Plus. 3 matches. Sasha Banks defeated Brie Bella, made her tap out. Good match, especially. I thought Sasha Banks kind of elevated Brie Bella's wrestling ability in that match. Strowman and Rowan defeated the Primetime Players. And in the main event, Kevin Owens defeated Neville in what was a match definitely worthy of at least Monday Night Raw, if not better. On TNA, all the matches again were part of the TNA World Championship weird tournament thing they're doing. So the show started with the group champions discussing who they all think will advance among themselves. Austin Aries defeated Mr. Anderson out of that group in the next match, scoring 3 points for himself. Tigre Uno defeated Mandrews for Group X Division, scoring 3 points for himself. Group Future 4 had a video package that showed Jesse Goddard making Crimson Tap, so he was awarded 3 points. And Eli Drake and Micah had a double countout, so they each got 1 point for the draw. Manic defeated DJ Zima Ion in Group X Division to score 3 points. EC3 defeated Bobby Lashley in the group's champion to score 3 points. So if you're interested at all, as of now, the leaders for each of the 8 groups, Austin Aries and Ethan Carter are tied for group champions. Drew Calloway, Rockstar Spud are tied for Group UK. Brooke and Awesome Kong are tied for Group Knockouts. Kenny King and Maha Bali Shera are tied in Group Wildcard. Matt Hardy, Robbie E in Group Tag Team. Jesse Goddard is in first in the Group Figure 4. Tigre Uno, Manic tied Group Division X. Abyss, Bobby Roode tied Group TNA Originals. Most of those people only have one match. A few of them have had 2. Anyway, that's the update on TNA. And real quick with ROH, ANX defeated Addiction in a tag team in the opening match. Tag team match to open the show. After some mask demand caused a distraction. I don't really know much what that's about, actually. Jay Briscoe defeated Adam Page in a no DQ match after sending him through multiple tables, which apparently was a pretty sweet match. And I'm reading this directly from the recap at WrestlingInc.com, written by Sean Ross. Whitmer hits Jay Briscoe with his crutch repeatedly after the match, and Steve Corino gets in the ring and goes face to face with Whitmer. He knocks out Whitmer with one punch and puts his jacket back on. Corino hugs Kevin Kelly and leaves. So that's how the show ended, if you care much about ROH. And real quick, we're just going to fly through some of the headlines as it pertains to news, rumors, gossip type things, because there's not a whole lot really to talk about. And we want to get to Tweet the Table anyway, if we're being honest. So, real quick, in these headlines, let me get to them here. Alright, so first one, real quick, update on as far as changes coming to SmackDown when it makes the transition to USA Network. Now there's rumors that at least the debut will be a live special. There's talk of it always going live on Tuesday nights and airing on USA, which would be cheaper than them doing it live on Friday nights. So that could be a potential where now you would have Raw Monday, SmackDown Tuesday, NXT Wednesday. So yeah, then I don't know what you would do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, unless you started watching Main Event, and they'll come up with something. I could see them doing that if USA thinks it's good. We'll find out as things move along. Anything else really? One thing that is really interesting to me, there's what's called Pro Wrestling League in India. It's a new league that's starting up that, from as far as I can tell, I don't know anyone who's over there to confirm this. As far as I can tell, it's professional Olympic-style wrestling teams of like 10 that have like home cities. So basically the way we have any other organized sport, they are creating Olympic-style professional wrestling leagues, teams of 10 with at least 4 girls on each team, where they just wrestle singles matches, Olympic-style wrestling, but they come out in big, elaborate entrances like WWE wrestlers, in costumes like WWE wrestlers, with female escorts like WWE escorts coming down a ramp to where they wrestle. As far as I can tell, once they get in the ring, it's Olympic style wrestling, what you would think of as amateur wrestling, except they're professionals and they're going to make this weird like any other professional sport. So that's interesting. I don't know anyone who could tell me more about that, but I would love to know more about India Pro Wrestling League. There was also rumors about WWE potentially airing New Japan Pro Wrestling content. That rumor is pretty much being shut down by the owner, who sums up his view by saying, here's what he said in response to this. Play New Japan Pro Wrestling footage on the network, see if any of our wrestlers gain in popularity, then buy that wrestler out. That's probably the extent of their thoughts on it. It's a very obvious strategy. So if you were hoping for lots of New Japan Pro Wrestling content, sorry about your damn luck. I can start saying that now because he's a wrestler and I remember him. There's a bunch of rumors for Hell in a Cell that we could talk about real quick. Ronda Rousey, if she is in the house, it'll be because she's taking a break from her serious training. She won't be involved in any way. It does not seem likely in the least. The idea of a Dolph Ziggler heel turn is always a possibility, but I feel like they're going to wait and see what happens on SmackDown before we really start talking about that. The idea that Tyler Breeze may be wrestling by most likely answering the John Cena. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. Again, we'll see what happens on SmackDown. I don't think that the Dudley Boys are going to win the title. Dean Ambrose getting involved with Kevin Owens. I don't know how that worked out real at the Hell in a Cell, but that'd be a cool program for after Hell in a Cell. Talk of this being Roman Reigns' beginning of his WrestleMania push, whatever. And yeah, there's really no other ones really worth talking about. It's a waste of time. We're just going to move on. As far as the show on SmackDown tonight, if you want to know what's happening without knowing the results, here is your spoiler-free SmackDown preview for October 22. And again, I'm not sure if this is I'm not sure if I'm reading this from main event to opening match or opening match to main event. Could go either way. I'm pretty sure I'm leading with the main event because it's Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. You have a Miz TV segment with Dolph Ziggler and Summer Rae. Nikki Bella faces off against Paige. Sheamus and Wade Barrett face the Lucha Dragons. Ryback faces off against Bo Dallas. And Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose tag up to face the New Day. So I was going to go through the WWE.com's 5-point preview, but as I pointed out, they no longer create that because they do not care about SmackDown. So real quick, let's just take a look at this card, because my guess is it's going to be a good card because you have some really solid wrestlers on the card. So I'm guessing it's going to be good. Plus, I know one of the non-match spoilers that if you pay any attention to dirt sheets or news or anything online, you've probably already heard about, since WWE.com even put an article out about it. But anyway, so yeah, let's go real quick. Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. I'm sure they will put on a really sick match, and I'm sure Cesaro will put Seth Rollins over, but you know he's going to hit the Cesaro swing, he's going to hit the uppercut, he's going to hit some really sweet moves. Seth Rollins is going to be able to put on some of his awesome moves too. So yeah, that'll be sweet. Cesaro's got really nothing. He's got a pre-show, so I'm sure there's no reason for him to get a win whatsoever, unless Kane comes out or something. Miz TV, Dolph Ziggler and Summer Rae. I know kind of what's going on there, so I don't really want to talk too much about it. I don't really know the exact results of the segment. I just know the gist, and I don't want to give anything away. Nikki Bella versus Paige. That could be, they put on a lot of good matches. So Paige is in the midst of a heel turn. Nikki Bella is struggling to remain relevant. So this is going to be a good match, I gotta believe. Sheamus and Wade Barrett versus the Lucha Dragons. Whatever. Hopefully the Lucha Dragons get in some offense, and then Sheamus and Barrett obviously will win at the very end, since Lucha Dragons didn't even make the pre-show this time. Ryback will destroy Bo Dallas after Bo Dallas talks about having been sent to Suplex City. And I gotta believe that the New Day gets a win over Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose tonight, especially since Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns aren't tagging up, and so they don't need to show that they're a strong team, whereas the New Day has to defend against the Dudleys, so it would make sense to show them as a strong team. So that's, again, I'm sure they won't have any major storyline developments because they don't want you to watch SmackDown anyway, but when you got guys like all three members of the New Day, Dean Ambrose, the Lucha Dragons, Wade Barrett, Paige, Nikki Bella, Cesaro, Seth Rollins. I mean, you got all those guys on TV, they're going to put on really good matches. If you just watch the table for three with Cesaro and Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens, they always talk about how at every show they want to be the ones that have the best match. They want to make the main event guys look bad. And so SmackDown's like the perfect opportunity to do that. Unfortunately, WWE, until next year, will not care, and this will just be this awesome time of great matches that no one ever really saw. So that's your spoiler-free SmackDown preview. Then that'll be it. So I'm going to play our closing clip. Don't forget that if you're listening to this, whatever way you're doing it, if it's more convenient, we are accessible on iTunes, we are accessible on Stitcher, we do have a YouTube channel. You can watch us every day on Periscope and follow us there. You can check us out on Blog Talk Radio. If you don't know how to do Blog Talk Radio or Periscope, how to find those links, follow us on Twitter at HEELZiggler_com. Tomorrow's show will maybe have some indie stuff. I say that every week and it almost never happens, so we'll see what happens this week. Maybe nothing, but that's the intention. If not, we will review SmackDown, take a look at Hell in a Cell, and I forget if Superstars shows up on my Hulu on Friday or Saturday. We'll see. Anyway, you'll get to hear all about Superstars and the two matches that you missed. So that's it. I'm going to play the closing clip for the regular Marking Out in the Morning show.
Marking Out in the Morning is proud to be recorded in Des Moines, Iowa at Audacity Solutions Studios. You can check us out at HEELZiggler.com. Follow us on Twitter at HEELZiggler_com. The song you hear at the beginning of the show was recorded in Des Moines, Iowa by my friend Campbell D'Souza with recording studios of Phil Young. You likely also heard the song Parsec by the artist Arma Piros, which I downloaded for free at noisetrade.com. The album Timelines, and got permission from Arma Piros on Twitter for that. I also downloaded the song you're hearing right now at noisetrade.com. It is by a band called Ampersand. The song is called Aurora Borealis. It's on their album Trial and Triumph. Available for free at noisetrade.com. I haven't got their permission for this yet, but I hope to do so in the future. I tweet them about it, so we'll see what happens. You may also hear more aggressive songs that would be Ready, Set, Fire by a website called incompetech.com, where you can download stuff like that to use for your own goods, royalty free. Marking Out in the Morning is here every morning, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can subscribe to our podcast at iTunes or Stitcher. Just search for Audacity Solutions Podcast. And of course, you can listen live every day or listen to the entire archive at blogtalkradio.com/Audacity Solutions.